4 of the U.S. Constitution, the American people grant the government certain powers to secure our borders, with what I think was the Founding Fathers' expectations that the federal government would actually exercise those powers. Considering the flood of illegal aliens impacting our economy, the drug cartels that are poisoning our children's future, and the operatives from terrorist states who cross the Arizona border with the intent to destroy America, what recourse do you believe states have when the federal government fails to fulfill their mandate?
First of all, I'm proud to be from Arizona. And I'm proud to support 1070. And I hope we go further, because first of all, in Section 3, Paragraph 2, or Article 3, Section 2, Paragraph 2, it states, when you're dealing with consulates and diplomats, which are foreign governments, and any suit involving a state, it is the purview and only the purview of the United States Supreme Court. But I hope this governor, I hope this governor turns around and sues this federal government. And that takes it so that the unfunded mandate is tied to that issue of who sees this jurisdiction. It is not up to the federal government to look and take whatever they want to adjudicate as federal law. If the laws are on the books, operate fairly, adjudicate on them. If you don't like them, change them. But frankly, I'm tired of rewarding bad behavior. And that's why I'm a supporter of the Birthright Citizenship Act. I'm also a supporter to go back and reward good behavior, that 18-year backlog of people that want to come in this country the right way. I find it ironic that what we want to do is reward somebody for an illegal activity, and yet we want to hold somebody back who wants to sit there in line the right way. Folks, I'm proud to be an American. Thank you.
Look, I get the frustration of the legislature and the reason that they passed 1070. Andy Tobin and I were in the legislature when we passed the E-Verify, which was the strongest employer-sanctioned law in the country, because we've been calling on the federal government to fix the problem, and they hadn't done it. So for years I've been calling on the federal government to fix this problem. We can't continue the patchwork system that we've got with each state having different laws because it makes our border porous. I am Arizona's only member on Homeland Security, and I have been pushing to secure the border over and over and over again. Now I appreciate that the administration finally heard Arizona and is sending more manpower, more drones, more resources to the border. But the job's not done, folks. Don't think that it's secure. I'm calling on 2,500 people, Border Patrol agents, to come down and secure the border. I've been down there. I've visited with them. I've asked them what they've needed, and then gone back and asked for those resources. But we need to know. We need to know as a country, border security is national security, and we need to know who's coming and going across our border. Criminals can't come into the United States. Criminals should be deported. I am opposed to amnesty. Once we secure the border, then we can talk about a national immigration strategy, but we can't do that till we first get the job done. Gilead.
Let me go back to the question of what options do states have? Let's see. Okay, this one. Okay, they're all working on it. Let me go back to the question. I believe the question was whether or not what options states have when the federal government fails to fulfill their obligation to defend our borders. And it's clear that's what they have done. And I'm happy to answer all the details about immigration. I'm opposed to illegal immigration, etc. But let me go to that question. The governor of the state today has the ability to call up a military presence along the border to repel invasion. This is in the Constitution today. Now, it's not a popular answer. It's not something that we necessarily want to go do, but it is an option, and it is something that the states can do. If you go look at the National Guard, they have a dual responsibility, one to the military and one to the governor. The governor can call up the National Guard and deploy them across the border. That's one option, unless the federal government intervenes and says, oh no, you don't. Their second option is to raise a military force of their own, under their own budget, under their own auspices, and under the command of the governor. The Supreme Court has ruled on this. If you'd like to go research it, it's Perpich versus the Department of Defense, and it came about because Minnesota, if I have the state right, was in conflict with the federal government over deploying the National Guard abroad for training services. And so if you go look at that, those are the two options that the state can do. The governor can call up the National Guard. The governor can form their own military force under the command of the governor. I'm not talking about a citizen's militia. Under the direction and the authority and command of the governor. That can be done today. So if we as citizens want that kind of a solution, then we need to get on the phone and call the governor and say, go solve this problem. You don't need to wait for the federal government. Thank you.